Welcome to our final installment of the MDDC 2022 Contest Awards programs. To recap, we are sharing the first and second place winners from the best work from our member organizations from 2022. Today, we'll focus on news and beat reporting, and we'll share the nominees for the James S. Keat FOIA Award and the Editorial Rookie of the Year. All of these programs build up to our final extravaganza on Friday, that's tomorrow, in person in Annapolis, where we have fabulous panel discussions. We'll recap our first and second place winners and share and celebrate the best of show winners for each of our categories and our organizational awards. Now, without further ado, let's get into news and beat reporting. Our first category is breaking news. In Division O, second place goes to Abby Zamardi and Shannon Clark of Capital News Service. And in first place, Fern Shen wins for the Baltimore Brew for homeless camp clearing, ends with splashed glass, a flame, and a tasing. In Division S, Taylor DeVille and Kristen Griffith, this time writing for the Baltimore Banner, win first prize for Mount Airy couple denied bail. In Division F, Garrett Dvorkin of the Baltimore Business Journal snags second, and Mike McClure of Laurel Star places first, with local residents step up to help victims of fire. In Division E, Melissa Steele and Ron MacArthur of Cape Gazette win second prize, and Suzanne Pollock of Washington Jewish Week wins first prize for anti-Semitic graffiti in Bethesda stuns community and its leaders. In Division C, Maddie O'Neill of the Daily Record sweeps the category, winning both first and second prize. Congratulations, Maddie. In Division B, Julie Green of the Herald Mail wins second prize, and Clara Neal, writing for the Frederick News Post, wins first prize for man stabs parents before he is shot and killed by deputies. And in Division A, the dream team of Andy Costa, Emily Opilio, Leah Skane, and Sabrina LaBouffe wins first prize for man shot after pulling baseball bat. Our next category is general news story. In Division S, Dylan Segelbaum, writing for the Baltimore Banner, wins second prize, and Adam Willis wins first for young Baltimore parents feel immediate effects from guaranteed income. In Division O, Abby Zamardi of Capital News Service wins second prize, and she teams with Shannon Clark to win first as well. For release of Adnan Syed focuses attention on Maryland wrongful prosecutions. In Division F, Ben Terzi of the Avenue News wins second prize, and Connie Connolly of the Dorchester Star wins first prize for Shiros. In Division E, Susan Canfora of writing for two different publications sweeps the category. She won second place writing for the Salisbury Independent and won first prize writing for the Coastal Point for Fenwick man recovering after hitting lottery. In Division D, Maria Morales sweeps the category writing for the Aegis, winning both first and second place. Congratulations to Maria. And in Division C, Christian Jamie of the Daily Times wins second prize, and Maddie O'Neill of the Daily Record wins first for After the Treem case. And in Division B, Tammy Baker sweeps the category, winning both first and second prize for the Herald Mail. And in Division A, Darcy Costello of the Baltimore Sun wins second prize, and Amanda Fries of the News Journal wins first prize for how a Wilmington Council grant meant to help residents paid for Niebuhr's branded swag. Our next category is continuing coverage. In Division S, Liz Bowie and Hallie Miller share second place, and the amazing team of Adam Willis, Emily Sullivan, Sophie Kazakove, Ben Conark, and Penelope Blackwell win first prize for coverage of E. coli contamination. In Division O, M. Espy, Akira Kyles, Ginny Bixby, and Ann Talent win second prize for Moco 360, formerly known as Bethesda Beat, and Zach Hill of the Baynet wins first prize for the White Brothers Saga. In Division F, Megan Luke of the Bay Times Record Observer wins second prize, and Tony Windsor of Laurel Star wins first prize for Chicken Residency Remains in Limbo. In Division E, Daryl Kinsey Jr. wins second prize for Southern Maryland News, and Susan Kenfora of Coastal Point wins first prize for Fentanyl Series. In Division D, Tony Roberts wins first prize for the Aegis for Mixed Gender Locker Rooms. And in Division C, Craig Anderson wins second prize for the Delaware State News, and Natalie Jones of the Star Democrat wins first place for Lakeside at Trap Development. In Division B, Jack Hogan wins second prize with the Frederick News Post, and his colleague Jillian Atzelik wins first prize for Restraints and Seclusions in Schools. In Division A, Meredith Newman of the News Journal wins second place, and her colleagues, Kevin Tressolini, Isabel Hughes, Hannah Edelman, and Esteban Parra win first prize for Delaware State lacrosse team's bus stopped in Georgia. Our next category is investigative reporting. In Division S, Hallie Miller wins second prize, and Julie Sharper wins first place for When a Predator Holds the Keys. In Division O, the Povich Center and the Howard Center claim second prize for Capitol News Service, and Mark Reuter of Baltimore Brew wins first place for Giving from the Grave. In Division F, Matt Hook of the Baltimore Business Journal wins second place, and his colleagues Holden Weiland and Amanda Yeager win first prize for Deal or No Deal. In Division E, Hannah Denham of the Washington Business Journal wins second prize, and Ben Terzi of the Dundalk Eagle wins first prize for Students and Parents Describe Jaw-Dropping Incidents. In Division D, Jeremy Cox and Tim Wheeler of Bay Journal win first prize for Bay Region Losing Ground. In Division C, Maddie O'Neill sweeps the category for the Daily Record, winning both first and second place. Congratulations, Maddie. In Division B, Lily Price of the Capitol wins second prize, and her colleague Rebecca Ritzel wins first for Security Threat. And in Division A, Amanda Fries of the News Journal wins second prize, and her colleague Isabel Hughes, also of the News Journal, wins first for The Ultimate Betrayal. We now turn our attention to the James S. Keat FOIA Award. This award honors a body of work, which may include news stories, columns, editorials, or documents that shows a news organization's efforts to gain access to public records, pursue open meetings, or address other freedom of information issues. We have two nominees this year, the Baltimore Sun and the Daily Record. In the nomination letter for the Baltimore Sun's body of work, publisher Trifalatsis writes that the Sun used public records-driven reporting to scrutinize the circulation of questionable challenge coins within the Maryland State Police, examine the progress of the Baltimore County Police Department's effort to outfit officers with body cameras, publicize a Baltimore County police policy allowing officers to object to the release of their own disciplinary records, demonstrate shortcomings of an investigation into a police shooting, reveal that $1.7 million was spent on school police overtime in a year when school was mostly virtual and many buildings were closed, and to paint a picture of gubernatorial candidates' financial dealings after both declined the Sun's requests to release 5 years of tax returns. He continues, some of our most important work used data analysis and a public information request to shed light on the vast problem of vacant properties in Baltimore. This followed the death of 3 firefighters who were trapped in a blaze inside a vacant home, one of the deadliest incidents for first responders in the city's history. These stories and many others build on the Sun's ongoing commitment to mining public records to write stories that hold leaders and public agencies to account. For our innovative and extensive push for access to public records to illuminate stories of great magnitude, the Sun offers their body of work for the James S. Keat FOIA Award. Our second nominee is the Daily Record. Editor Tom Baden writes in his nomination letter, in January of 2022, Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby was indicted on federal charges of perjury and making false statements on her mortgage applications. The indictments came as Mosby, a polarizing figure in the city's criminal justice and political circles, was ramping up her bid to be reelected to a 3rd term. Over the next few months, her lawyers repeatedly sought to file motions in the case under seal. 3 news organizations, the Daily Record, the Baltimore Sun, and the Baltimore Banner, joined forces to fight for those records to be unsealed and to be made available to the public. The efforts of the 3 news organizations, normally fierce competitors, paid off. Virtually all the filing motions were unsealed, and subsequent efforts by Mosby's defense team to seal her request for a change of venue were also rebuffed. The Daily Record nominates this body of work for the James S. Keat FOIA Award. Congratulations to the nominees for the James S. Keat FOIA Award. The award will be announced on Friday at our in-person conference and awards event in Annapolis. Now, let's move to our next category, local government. In Division S, Taylor DeVille wins 2nd prize, and Haley Miller, Sophia Kasakove, and Adam Willis win 1st prize for Baltimore Promised Hotels for Homeless Housing. In Division O, Josh Kurtz of Maryland Matters wins 2nd place, and the Baltimore Brew's Mark Reuter wins 1st prize for Welcome to the Underpass to Nowhere. In Division F, Garrett Dvorkin wins 2nd prize for the Baltimore Business Journal, while Josh Shannon of the Newark Post wins 1st prize for Newark City Council considers giving itself a raise. In Division E, Daryl Kinsey Jr. wins 2nd prize for Southern Maryland News, and Dan Brendel and Tristan Navera win 1st place for Washington in the Washington Business Journal for Not Far Enough. In Division C, Natalie Jones of the Star Democrat places 2nd, and Christian Jamie of the Daily Times places 1st for New Executive, New Direction. In Division B, Jack Hogan of the Frederick News Post places 2nd, and Brooks DeBose of the Capitol places 1st for Marylanders Remember Cars Beach in Annapolis. And in Division A, Sam Janish of the Baltimore Sun places 2nd, and Anitra Johnson of the News Journal places 1st for why a family's pleas about a bad sewer leak in their house was ignored for a year. Our next category is state government. In Division S, Dylan Siegelbaum of Baltimore Banner places 2nd, and Brenda Wintrode places 1st, with how government red tape is keeping food benefits from hungry Marylanders. In Division O, Stephen Newcomb of Capitol News Service wins 2nd prize, and Steve Bonal of Moco 360, formerly Bethesda Beat, wins 1st prize for residents called for safety measures on Old Georgetown Road. In Division F, Tashi McQueen wins 2nd prize for the Afro, while Garrett Dvorkin of Baltimore Business Journal wins 1st prize for Governor-elect Moore says Maryland, Baltimore must work together for state to thrive. In Division E, George Berkheimer of Business Monthly wins 2nd prize, and the team of Daryl Kinsey Jr., Marty Madden, and Caleb Sopteline of Southern Maryland News wins 1st prize for cannabis legalization. In Division C, Natalie Jones of the Star Democrat places 2nd, while Brian Sears of the Daily Record wins 1st prize for treatment provider left in limbo. In Division B, Mike Garcia and Tammy Baker of the Herald Mail wins second prize, and Dana Monroe of the Capitol wins first place for Marylanders could pay $800 million over the next 30 years. In Division A, Meredith Newman wins second prize for the News Journal, and Sam Janish of the Baltimore Sun places first for Dan Cox and Wes Moore won't release their tax returns. Our next category is public service. In Division S, Hallie Miller places second, and Brenna Smith places first for One Woman's Quest for Justice. In Division O, Bethany Rogers and Steve Bonell of MoCo 360, formerly Bethesda Beat, win first prize for affordable housing needs and efforts in Montgomery County. In Division F, Myleka Scatliff of the Afro places first for protesters' call for the protection of abortion rights. In Division E, Brenda Seiler of the Washington Informer places second, and Chris Flood of Cape Gazette places first for Radio Rehoboth. In Division D, Tony Roberts, writing for the Aegis, wins first prize, with Harford County Public Schools renamed 2 schools named after slave owners. In Division C, Christian Jamie of the Daily Times wins second prize, and his colleague, Kelly Powers, wins first prize for Free Black People built in Eastern Shore Village. In Division B, Rebecca Ritzel of the Capitol wins second place, and Dave McMillian of the Herald Mail wins first prize from Promise to Disillusionment. And in Division A, Esteban Parra of the News Journal wins second prize, and Amanda Fries, his colleague, wins first for Wilmington Vacant Property Seizure Bill off the table. Our next category is our wildcard category. This means that the topic of this category changes each year based on topical and interesting trends in the region. This year, local election coverage was the theme. Let's meet our winners. In Division F, Nick Thiem, writing for the Baltimore Banner, wins second prize, and his colleague Adam Willis wins first for Slew of Republicans vie for Baltimore County Exec. In Division O, Christine Zhu, Julie Raskia, and Aaron Roby win second prize for MoCo 360, formerly the Bethesda Beat, and Mark Reuter takes home first prize for the Baltimore Brew for Giving from the Grave. In Division F, Mike McClure and Rebecca Jones place second for the Seaford Star, and Demetrius Dillard of the Avenue News places first for election season 2022. In Division E, Sherry Greenfield of Howard County Times wins first prize for Calvin Ball and Alan Kittleman battle it out again. And in Division D, Jason Fontelou sweeps the category for the Aegis, winning both first and second place. Congratulations to Jason. In Division C, Natalie Jones of the Star Democrat places second, and the staff of the Delaware State News snags first place for the Delaware State News Voters Guide. And in Division B, Jillian Atzelek of the Frederick News Post wins second place, and Dana Monroe of the Capitol places first for Anne Arundel County Executive Race. In Division A, Jean Marbella and Jeff Barker place second for the Baltimore Sun. Their colleagues, Hannah Gaskill, Sam Janish, Emily Opilio, Meredith Cohn place first for the Baltimore Sun for the Sun UB poll. Our next category is news-driven multimedia storytelling. In Division S, Ben Conark and Ryan Little place second, while Brenna Smith places first for One Woman's Quest for Justice. In Division O, Kyle Russo of Capital News Service places second, and then teams with Matthew Wynn to place first for Artificial Intelligence in Art underlines deeper implications for workers. And in Division F, Carly Milligan of the Baltimore Business Journal snags first place for On the Horizon. In Division C, Brian Sears of the Daily Record wins second prize, and Angie Price of the Star Democrat wins first prize for historical marker honors Talbot suffragists. In Division B, the staff of the Herald Mail wins first prize for Joe Biden visits Hagerstown. And in Division A, Alex Mann, Christine Condon, and Steve Early win second prize for the Baltimore Sun, while Damian Giletto of the News Journal wins first prize for The Ultimate Betrayal. Our next category is business reporting. In Division S, Alyssa Zhu and Krishna Sharma win second prize, while Sophie Kazakove wins first prize for real estate firm Lures In Homeowners. In Division O, Latrice Hill of Baltimore Fishbowl wins second prize, and Josh Kurtz of Maryland Matters wins first place for Ohio bribery scandal. In Division F, Jake Owens of the Delaware Business Times wins second place, and the staff of the Baltimore Business Journal places first with So It Goes. In Division E, Marty Madden of Southern Maryland News places second, and Ron MacArthur of Cape Gazette wins first prize for King's Ice Cream. In Division D, Tony Roberts wins second place for the Aegis, and Jason Fontelou, his colleague, wins first prize for Harkins Hill Farm. In Division C, Mike Detmer of the Star Democrat places second, while Olivia Manzola of the Daily Times places first for Everybody Loves Everybody in Here. In Division B, Dwight Weingarten of the Herald Mail places second, while Patrick Kernan of the Frederick News Post places first with Reflections of Resilience. In Division A, Lorraine Mirabella of the Baltimore Sun places first with Baltimore Businesses Test the Waters. Our next category is medical science reporting. In Division S, Jessica Califati wins second prize, and her colleague at the Baltimore Banner, Christina Tasic, wins first prize for Baltimore Scientists Are Changing the Face of Aquaculture. In Division O, Josh Kurtz of Maryland Matters wins second prize, while Elizabeth Shue, his colleague, wins first prize by Inspired by the Death of a Veteran Firefighter. In Division F, Doug Bishop sweeps this category for the Bay Times Record Observer, winning both first and second place. Congratulations, Doug. In Division E, Karen McGill of Coastal Point wins second prize, and Sarah Gilgore of the Washington Business Journal places first with topic of cancer. In Division C, Lindsay Renner Wood places second for the Cumberland Times News, and first place goes to the staff of Delaware State News for Diabetes in Delaware. In Division B, Dwight Weingarten of the Herald Mail places second, and Angela Roberts of the Frederick News Post places first for healthcare workers. In Division A, Emily Lytle of the News Journal places second, and Jean Marbella of the Baltimore Sun places first with I Needed to Know What Happened. Our next category is education reporting. In Division S, Christina Tasic wins second prize, and Pamela Wood and Liz Bowie win first for Wes Moore says his Baltimore education business was a success. In Division O, Matthew Liptak of the Baltimore Fishbowl wins second prize, and Roseanne Skirbel of Maryland Matters wins first prize for Maryland's $3.8 billion educational reform plan. In Division F, Matt Hook of Baltimore Business Journal wins second prize, and Mylika Scatliff of the Afro wins first for local officials working to improve access to menstrual supplies in public schools. In Division E, Mike Smith of Coastal Point wins second prize, and Hannah Denham of Washington Business Journal wins first prize for Take a Seat. In Division D, Mary Tillman wins second prize, and her colleague Kevin Parks wins first for Legacy of a Ring. In Division C, Natalie Jones of the Star Democrat wins second prize, and Dwight Weingarten of the Daily Times wins first for Maryland Students' Test Scores Drop. In Division B, Jillian Atzelick of the Frederick News Post snags first prize for How Much Can We Endure? And in Division A, Lillian Reed of the Baltimore Sun wins second prize, and Hannah Edelman of News Journal wins first prize for Harmful or Beneficial. Now let's turn our attention to the Editorial Rookie of the Year Award. This is an organization-wide award that honors a young journalist with less than 18 months experience in the field. Nominees were required to submit 3 to 5 clips of the reporter's work, as well as a letter of recommendation from the supervising editor. Let's meet our 3 nominees. Our first nominee is Jillian Diamond of the Baltimore Jewish Times. Karen Smilk, her supervising editor, shares that Jillian was hired in May of 2022 after graduating with a journalism degree from the University of Maryland. Karen says she hit the ground running, writing 3 to 5 stories a week. The subject matter ranged from news stories to features to arts pieces to obituaries. She has always gotten right to work, diving into topics that were new to her and getting her footing in different areas of the Baltimore Jewish community. Jillian is persistent, yet on the quiet side, preferring to get down to work rather than talk about it. She proves that not all writers procrastinate. Indeed, the more assignments she has, the more she sets about to the tasks at hand. We are honored to nominate her for Editorial Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to Jillian. Our next nominee is Ethan Ehrenhaft of Baltimore Sun Media. His supervising editor, Molly Fellin Spence, writes that since joining Baltimore Sun Media in August of 2022, Ethan has made himself an indispensable member of our team. Ethan is enthusiastic, dedicated, curious, and passionate about being a reporter, and is a great communicator and collaborator. He has worked to build contacts and make connections in the Howard County community that he covers. Though his focus is on education reporting, Ethan never hesitates to jump on a good story, whether it be breaking news, election coverage, meeting coverage, or a community feature. He has written countless stories that have gotten the attention of readers and appreciation from the community. Ethan is particularly adept at writing obituaries, speaking with loved ones in a respectful way that earns trust and results in a meaningful write-up. Baltimore Sun Media is proud to nominate Ethan for Editorial Rookie of the Year. Our final nominee is Tony Roberts, again of Baltimore Sun Media. His supervising editor, Maria Morales, writes that Tony joined our Harford County Community News team in February of 2022. He jumped off the cliff into the deep end with us, filling holes in our coverage and becoming an essential member of our all-new team of 3. Tony wrote several stories a day, working at a rapid pace, and grew from each editing session. After a year's work covering Harford and Baltimore counties, Tony was promoted to the Baltimore Sun's criminal justice team. While Maria did not expect Tony's selection to come so quickly, the move reminds her that anything is possible if you do the work, and Tony did. For instance, as a junior at North Carolina's A&T University, Tony was selected to be one of the student journalists to write a story on voting as part of the run-up to the 2020 election. Tony said the experience changed him. I realized that there were more important stories out there to be told than sports, and I wanted to tell them. This is what I want to do, tell stories with meaning. He's doing it, and we congratulate him on being a nominee for the Editorial Rookie of the Year. We'll find out tomorrow, on Friday, who will be the winner of Editorial Rookie of the Year at our in-person event in Annapolis. Now, let's get back to our beat reporting categories. Our next category is environmental reporting. In Division S, Sophie Kasakove and Adam Willis win first prize for E. coli contamination. In Division O, Adam DeRose of Baltimore Fishbowl wins second prize, and Logan Hill of Capital News Service wins first prize for Baltimore Church Rehabilitates Dying Forest. In Division E, Ben Terzi of the Dundalk Eagle wins second place, and George Berkheimer of Business Monthly wins first prize for Maryland Chestnut Orchards. In Division D, Jeremy Cox and Timothy Wheeler of Bay Journal win second prize, and Carl Blankenship, their colleague, wins first prize for Can Beavers Help Build a Better Bay? In Division C, Connie Connolly of the Star Democrat wins second prize, and Kristen Jamie of the Daily Times wins first prize for What Will Turbine Rigs Do to Marine Animals? In Division B, Brooks DeBose of the Capitol wins first prize for Annapolis Alderman. And in Division A, Jonathan Pitts of the Baltimore Sun wins second prize, and Kelly Powers of the News Journal wins first prize for Muskrats, Eagles, Marsh. Our next category is arts and entertainment reporting. In Division S, Tim Prudente, writing for the Baltimore Banner, wins first prize for famed Baltimore pianist. In Division O, Ed Schrader of Baltimore Fishbowl wins second prize, and Ed Gunz, his colleague, wins first prize for the John Waters art exhibit. In Division F, Tony Windsor of the Seaford Star wins first prize for former resident mother helps Brother Osborne succeed. In Division E, Ben Terzi of the Dundalk Eagle places second, and Lisa Traeger of Washington Jewish Week wins first prize for Who Owns Anne Frank? In Division D, Jason Fontelou of the Aegis places first for Harford County tattoo artist. And in Division C, Olivia Manzola and Lauren Roberts tag team for first place for the Daily Times for Your City Loves You, Jay. In Division B, Rebecca Ritzel of the Capitol wins first prize for singer Eva Cassidy. And in Division A, Amanda Yeager of the Baltimore Sun wins second prize, and her colleague Mike Klingeman wins first for creating art. Our next category is religion reporting. In Division S, Jacob Baumgart wins second prize, and Julie Sharper wins first for 5 years after the Keepers. In Division O, M. Esprit of Moco 360, formerly the Bethesda Beat, wins second prize, and Marcus Ditterly of the Baltimore Fishbowl wins first prize for untangling knots and building bonds. In Division F, Mike McClure of the Laurel Star wins second prize, and Nicole Beatty of the Afro wins first for Call for Environmental Human Rights Grows Louder. In Division E, Selah Maya Ziegelbaum of the Baltimore Jewish Times wins second prize, and Caleb Subteline of Southern Maryland News wins first for From TV Production to the Pulpit. In Division D, George Matzik Jr. sweeps the category, winning both first and second prize for the Catholic Review. In Division C, Tom McCall of the Star Democrat wins second prize, and Christian Jamie of the Daily Times wins first prize for Pittsville residents turn to each other in grief. In Division B, Dwight Weingarten of the Herald Mail wins second prize, and Rebecca Ritzel of the Capitol wins first prize for Much Ado About Methodists. And in Division A, Jonathan Pitts wins second prize and then takes it again, comes back again, this time with Lee Sanderlin, his colleague at the Baltimore Sun, to win first prize for Maryland AG Report. Our next category is growth and land use reporting. In Division S, Taylor DeVille, writing for the Baltimore Banner, wins second prize, and her colleagues Haley Miller and Ryan Little win first for Baltimore's biggest math problem. In Division O, Mark Reuter sweeps the category for the Baltimore Brew, winning both first and second prize. In Division F, Emma Riley and Katie Tabling win second prize for Delaware Business Times, and Melody Simmons, writing for the Baltimore Business Journal, wins first prize for Westward Ho. In Division E, Marty Madden of Southern Maryland News wins second place, and in first, we have the team at Washington Business Journal, Dan Brundle and Tristan Navera, winning first with Feds Will Roll. In Division C, Kristen Jamie of the Daily Times wins second prize, and his colleagues Olivia Minzola and Lauren Roberts win first prize for In Search of Living History. In Division B, the team at the Herald Mail of Mike Lewis, Dave McMillian, Tammy Baker, and Joseph Denline win second prize, and Dana Monroe of the Capitol wins first prize for Severn Park, slated to become swim center. In Division A, Patricia Tallarico of the News Journal wins second prize, and her colleague Brandon Holbeck wins first prize for the quiet community near Middletown. Our next category is public notice reporting. In Division F, Jessica Iannetta of the Baltimore Business Journal wins second prize, and her colleague Matt Hook wins first for Baltimore Disease Tracking Company Sickweather. And in Division C, Kristen Jamie of the Daily Times wins first prize for his article, It's Going to Be Tough. And congratulations to all of our first and second place winners and our nominees for the James S. Keat FOIA Award and Editorial Rookie of the Year. Please join me in person tomorrow, Friday, May 5th in Annapolis, where we will recap all of our first and second place winners and award our best of show winners and our organization-wide awards. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next year at the MDDC Contest and Awards Program.